Hello everyone, today we're going to learn how to make this lacy stitch. It is a combination of Solomon knots and puff stitch. This is a very pretty texture that can be used for making shawls or scarves. For this we are using crochet hook 2.5 millimeter and some crochet yarn. So let's get started. For this pattern we start with a slip knot. And chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you need to make a slip stitch in the first chain. And then chain 2. 1, 2. Now we need to work double crochets in the center of the ring that we just created. So you need to work 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And 3 double crochets in the same ring. So 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3, 3 double crochets in the ring. 1, 2, and 3. So this is what we have here. We have 3 sets of double crochets and 2 chain 3 spaces. Now chain 3 and turn your work. Now in the chain 3 space we work 3 double crochets . 2, 3, chain 3 and 3 double crochets in the same space. 1, 2 and 3. After this, chain 1, and now we need to work a Solomon knot. So for that you pull up a loop, hold on to your yarn, yarn over, pull through your loop. Now you put the needle between the yarn that you were holding on to, pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through both. So you get a Solomon knot. Chain 1, again pull up a loop, hold on to your yarn, yarn over, pull through your loop. Now you need to put the needle into the yarn that you held on to, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now you have 2 Solomon knots. After this, in the next chain space you need to work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 3 and 3 double crochets in the same space. 1, 2 and 3. Chain 3, turn your work. Now in the chain space again, you work 3 double crochets, 2, 3, chain 3 and 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Now chain 1, you work a Solomon knot, now after you've done that, you chain 1. Now in between the 2 knots that we have, the chain that we had made, in that we need to make a puff stitch. So you insert your needle and pull up 4 loops. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Hold on to your yarn over, pull through your loops. You have 2 loops, one of the knot and the loop that we just pulled through. Now you insert the needle into the yarn that you held on to, pull up a yarn through that. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. So that is your puff stitch. 1, chain 1 and work another Solomon knot. Now in the next chain space, you need to work 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 3 and 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. So this is what we have here right now. Chain 3, turn your work. Again in the chain 3 space, 3 double crochets, chain 3 and 3 double crochets, 2 and 3. Now after that, chain 1, you make 1 Solomon knot, chain 1, you make 1 more, chain 1, and you need to make a single crochet into your puff stitch that we worked on. So 1 single crochet, and chain 1. You need to work 2 more Solomon knots, That's 1, chain 1, that's 1 more, and then you work in your chain space 3 double crochets, you need to work 3 double crochets, chain 3 and 3 double crochets. After your third double crochet, you chain 3, turn your work and repeat the same pattern that we've been working. So that's 3 double crochets, 2, 3, chain 3 and 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. After this, you work your Solomon knot, and in the center of 2 Solomon knots that we had made, you work a puff stitch. One, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, you work a Solomon knot and you make a single crochet on top of these 2 knots, top of the puff stitch. Right over here you make a single crochet. Chain 1, you work a Solomon knot again, and a puff stitch into the next center of the 2 Solomon knots. One, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, you work 1 more Solomon knot, and then you work 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets in the chain space, that's the corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, then chain 3, turn your work, repeat the same pattern in the chain space, that's 3 double crochets, chain 3 and 3 double crochets in the same space, 2 and 3, chain 1 and you work a Solomon knot, chain 1 your second Solomon knot, and you need to make a single crochet on top of your puff stitch. Like this. Chain 1, you work 2 more Solomon knots. It's 1, chain 1, second one, and work a single crochet into your next puff stitch. Now after this you work 2 more Solomon knots. So chain 1, that's 1, chain 1, that's 2, and then you work your corner stitch in the chain 3 space. So that's 3 double crochets, chain 3 and 3 double crochets in the same space. 1, 2 and 3. This is what it should look like. We finished making 3 puffs. Now in the next row we will have 3 puffs in the same row. So 1, 2 and 3. So you chain 3, turn your work and repeat the same pattern in the chain space, that is 3 double crochets, chain 3 and 3 double crochets, 2 and 3, chain 1, 1 Solomon knot and a puff stitch between these 2 stitches, three, 4, chain 1, you work another Solomon knot and single crochet into these 2, between these 2 stitches, that is directly above your puff stitch. When you finished a puff, 1 Solomon knot and a single crochet above your puff stitch. Now chain 1, another Solomon knot and a puff stitch between the next 2 knots. Two, 3, 4, chain 1, a Solomon knot and single crochet above your puff stitch. Chain 1, a Solomon knot a puff stitch between your two knots. Three, 4, chain 1, your last Solomon knot of your row, and then you need to work in your chain space 3 double crochets, two, 3, chain 3 and 3 double crochets, 2 and 3. So this is the pattern that we have here. It is a repeat of 2 rows. You need to continue the same 2 rows of puff stitch and the Solomon knot till the length that you need. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.